are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get first-hand information about things happening around you. And I appreciate every one of you who has subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, please press the red button and make sure you press the bell icon, because if you don't press the bell icon, you will not be notified anytime we post news, because we want you to get the news as soon as they come, as fast as they come. So press the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime. The news we have for you now, you'll be glad that you are aware of it. Stay tuned. The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and President Muhammadu Buhari appear to have found themselves in a big dilemma as it regards their bid to run an all-inclusive government and, by extension, a more inclusive party. Well, it's not a dilemma that weren't expecting, having allowed Southeast to be completely excluded at the leadership of all arms of government, culminating in the recent National Assembly power tussle. Good news for the people of the Southeast is that insiders now hint that President Muhammadu Buhari is determined to carry the region along this time in the interest of unity, despite the region giving him the least votes. Buhari thus is seriously considering former Abia Governor Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, who also served in his last cabinet as the new secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF. It is a known fact that Buhari is not very popular in the Southeast, which has reflected in the far from generosity of the region in terms of offering him votes at polls. In the last two elections, for instance, Buhari polled just 403,968 votes. 2019, 198,248 votes. 2015, out of 11,700,033 votes and 12,374,890 for both polls respectively. The region has also offered less than 5% of the entire votes garnered by the president in all elections he had stood in, with the North doing the most, followed by Southwest, North Central, and South-South. The president is well aware of this trend, which was what informed the infamous 5% versus 97% speech he gave in Washington on June 23, 2015. In Washington, D.C., the president did admit, even though the Constitution made provisions for inclusiveness, there are no constituencies that trusted him with more votes wouldn't benefit more than those that trusted him with little or none. This was clearly reflected in his first-term appointments, as all the heads of security agencies and important government parastatals were all occupied by northern Muslims. It was highly evident by his lopsided first-time appointments, which you can find some of them below. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, North. The Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Mansour Dan Ali, retired, North. Chief of Air Staff, Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, North. Director General of the Department of State Services, Lawal Musa Daura, North. Controller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Mohammed Bambandi, North. Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Colonel Ahmed Ibrahim Ali, retired, North. Controller General of the Nigerian Prison Service, Alhaji Jafaru Ahmed, North. The Secretary to the Federal Government, SGF, Boss Mustafa, North. The Inspector General of Police, which went from Ibrahim Idris, North, to Mohammed Adamu, North. In spite of all those, out of the 36 ministers, 24 were also chosen from the North, to mention but a few, into a new dispensation, and it seems to have gotten worse already with the recent election into the leadership of the National Assembly, where all but an insider emerged. Here is what the NAS leadership currently looks like. Senator Ahmed Lawan, Senate President, North. Senator Omo Agege, Deputy Senate President, South-South. Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, Speaker House of Representatives, South-West. Mr. Idris Wase, Deputy Speaker, North. To complete the exclusiveness of the Southeast, the head of Judiciary, Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Tanko Muhammad, is also from the North. President Muhammadu Buhari had anticipated eyebrows to the race and now more than determined to include the Southeast region by possibly ceding the position of the Secretary to the government of the Federation to the region. According to an inside source who pleaded anonymity, The president is seriously considering former Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Ogbonaya Onu for the position. Buhari and Onu have a long history together from the time both were members of the defunct All Nigerian People's Party (ANPP) to the point of forming APC. Onu seems to be a trusted ally and Buhari's number one choice if he really decides the position must go to the Ndi Igbo. Buhari, however, faces a big challenge. According to the source, who quoted the president of having confessed that he was finding it difficult to discard boss Mustafa, who the current SDF, having been a very loyal servant. Aside the Mustafa situation, Onu himself faces a number of oppositions in the southeast, including but not limited to a one-time Senate president, Ken Nnamani. Senator Nnamani, who was the president of the Senate of Nigeria from 2005 to 2007, rumor has it, did a great favor to Buhari when he headed the upper chamber. He was thought to have promised Buhari he was going to scuttle the then president Olusegun Obasanjo of a third term by all means necessary, which he did. Buhari had appointed Nnamani head of Electoral Reforms Committee, but the former senator from Enugu is understood to be interested in a higher appointment, which doesn't come higher than an SGF with the prevailing circumstances. So as the whole country awaits the much-anticipated cabinet, a Southeast SGF would surely delight the Igbos, whether Ogbonaya Onu, Ken Nnamani, or whoever. If the president is going to have a kind of rethink, good and better for him. But I don't think the majority of Igbos are really interested in all of this. That is just my own opinion. And meanwhile, like I always say, when they talk about marginalization, when the leaders of those regions start talking, or most of the regions, all the regions, when they start talking that they are being marginalized, it is just the political elites among them that always talk about this, and they don't talk about the marginalization of the people. They don't talk about the marginalization of the masses. They always talk about the marginalization of the position they are not being able to get at one point in time. So when these political elites are talking about marginalization, it's not something that anybody should take serious, because none of them is really fighting the cause of the masses. So if this is going to interest the political elites of Ndi Igbos, good and fine, but generally, my own opinion, I don't think it's going to take anything away from the perception they have concerning this president. The political elites could be happy and all of that, but what about their people? That's the questions that need to be thrown to the people of the southeast. That how are they going to feel? Are they going to be happy with all of this kind of a thing? Because when you talk of marginalization, it's not only the southeast, it's everybody, the masses, most especially those that are not politically related to all these political elites. Those that are not in politics, the masses that are not in politics, we are all marginalized, because the kind of life that we are living is not the kind of life we are supposed to live in. But the people that are leading us, they are the ones living they are the ones living large. Their standard of living is up to date. But what is the standard of living of a Nigerian man, a man on the street? What is the life style? What is the standard of living of that man? That is what we are concerned. That is what we are concerned about, and that is the kind of marginalization we are talking about. Because most of these people, they are in charge of one position or the other, in which they get opportunity to be able to siphon our resources. That is just all what they do. And once they come out to do any project, you see that the money allocated for such projects cannot be quantified or cannot be equated with the project on ground. So that is the kind of marginalization. You see our roads deteriorating every time. You talk about security, you talk about the economy, you talk about, name it. Everything is just in shambles. They are just moving around the cycles, saying they are doing one project or the other. So the marginalization is all about the people. That is my own opinion, just like I say. So guys, I would like you people to deliberate how you think the Ndi Igbo, the masses of Southeast, will be happy with this if really that position is assigned to Southeast, the SGF, whether the generality of the masses is going to be happy about this, or is going to just be within this political elites. So I would like you guys to leave your comment below, and let's discuss extensively and have a good submission and be objective. Thank you very much for always being there. Bye.